Hey everyone, I am Matt.
I am Rob.
Got to point to you. You were Rob. I am Matt. And we are here for
Zup,
Ghostbusters. We had a chance to watch the latest installment, or I guess the remake of the Ghostbusters franchise. This time, Paul Feig decided that he would remake it by recasting and reinventing it with an all-female Ghostbusters cast. Now, we just got a chance to see it, and I know a lot of people are very hesitant about this movie, so we're hoping we can
Not
give
hesitant. A lot of people hate this movie.
and they haven't even seen it yet. But we are hoping that we can give you a little bit of insight, so that way you can make an educated decision this weekend before you see the movie. So,
semi-educated.
yeah. So let's go ahead and let's talk about what happened, what goes on in the film as far as the storyline is concerned. And it's pretty stereotypical. Girl is Kristen Wiig is a scientist or professor and finds out that, her friend has put a book that they wrote together online, and then they go and they find out that ghosts are real. And that's whenever they start becoming the Ghostbusters by going around town and trying to figure out why all these ghosts are coming about.
Yeah. I mean, that part was good because it gives you just this whole how to get together. These people knew each other, and you get together, and there was the other girl, which was McKinnon.
Yeah, Kate McKinnon.
Was working with
Melissa McCarthy.
Yes. Sorry. And Kristen Wiig comes in, and Melissa McCarthy is the one that released that book, and they're arguing about what's going on, and Kate McKinnon's there, her character, and they just kind of join up to go, hey, there's a haunted something here, a phenomena happening, let's go look at it.
Yeah,
so
and just like in the trailers, Leslie Jones doesn't join up until she sees something in the subway. She is the subway worker that decides that she's going to join up because she knows New York better than anybody. So
and she did.
She did, actually, yeah. So let's get into a little bit about the characters, though, and talk about that. So we had Kristen Wiig. Mm-hmm. She played a pretty decent character. I mean, it wasn't any... I tried to, think the entire time, who are these characters reminiscent of in the original Ghostbusters? And I didn't feel like any of them were really that reminiscent.
That's what I did also, and I think that's the problem that a lot of people had. They were trying to match these characters up with the old ones, and don't. Stop thinking that. They don't match up with them in any way other than it's three scientists and someone who joins in later that happens to be black. That's the only matchup in this thing. As far as their personalities, completely different from the original characters.
Yeah, and as far as Kristen Wiig, I thought she was all right. I never felt like she was the star, and I think that's an important thing to talk about, is that there is no star of this film. Everybody pretty much, it's an ensemble, to its truest form. Nobody really sticks out. It's not like One Direction, but Harry Styles is the one that you really look at the entire time.
Yeah.
So, in this, you've got... Melissa McCarthy, who did a decent job, and I know that one of our cast members, BC, is very critical of her and thinks that she could be a little annoying and over the top.
I was very critical of her because she's had a lot of movies that just, after Bridesmaids, just kind of tanked.
It started to decline, yeah.
It was going down real fast, and I actually saw Spy before this one, and I was like,
Spy wasn't bad.
This was good, so I hope she keeps this incline up, and she was good in this movie. The character wasn't annoying or boring to me. So
no, it was a little muted, but it was very excited, and I think that she played it very well. As far as that normal, goofy, Melissa McCarthy, that you see on the movies, she wasn't like that. So don't worry about that.
There was a little bit, but not overboard like in other stuff she's done.
Yeah. As far as my biggest surprise, I would say the biggest surprise was Leslie Jones. She's a relatively unknown actor in the community, but she has been on SNL for a few seasons now, and she has normally played that one note that I'm angry, loud black woman,
angry black person,
yeah,
which everyone assumes is to be. But yeah, I don't like Leslie Jones's stuff. I mean, I've seen her on SNL whenever I watch it every now and then.
Yeah.
And her style of comedy is something I do not like. But in this movie, I could say as far as the commercials, that loud, the power patty compels you, and slaps her. That's pretty much it. In the movie, that's not the character you know Leslie Jones to be. So that was actually enjoyable.
Yeah, and I think out of everybody, she was probably the most relatable character in the entire film.
Yeah.
Because she's looking at it through our point of view. Kind of like Ernie Hudson did in the original Ghostbusters. We don't know all this scientific jargon, but at the same time, we know enough to where we can get around. And it was kind of cool to watch her do that, and it showed a lot of range. I really enjoyed that about Leslie Jones. Now then, moving on to Kate McKinnon, we have two very different points of view of Kate McKinnon. Rob loved her. I personally, while I enjoyed her character, I thought it was very one note. You know, it wasn't until like the very end that she started showing a little bit of depth, but at the same time, you're like, it kind of felt a little late. You know, like you never really understood why she was the way she was, but instead, like all she was just this crazy woman.
Yeah, she is insane. I'll tell you that right off the bat. She is crazy, but she's also very socially awkward.
Yes.
She doesn't deal well with people. She's a mechanical engineer. All she does is build everything they use. She's better with machines than people. And like you said, at the end of the movie where she shows a little bit of emotion, which is kind of awkward, that's where you see her trying to break out of that thing, that stereotype.
Yeah.
But I understood what it was. I'm looking at someone who's got like Asperger's or something, who's just like they're just closed in machine people. yeah, die. That's basically what she was.
Yeah.
For me. So.
Well, I wanted to see a little bit more range, a little bit of difference within scenes, you know, to show a little bit of growth, and I didn't really get that. And you don't really get that from anybody in the entire film. Maybe you could say that a little bit for Leslie Jones, but that's about it. I will say, though, that while his favorite character was Kate McKinnon, my favorite was played by Chris Hemsworth. I loved Kevin. Kevin is the highlight of this film. Chris Hemsworth is the best. He has the funniest parts of this film, like, by a mile. Like, yeah.
Oh my God, that's loud.
Yeah, okay, all right. Yeah, we don't want to spoil anything. If you're going to see it, you gotta, I don't want you to.
I'm sorry.
It's so funny, though. It's great.
But there are parts where he goes overboard with how funny his character is supposed to be.
Well, I think that it doesn't really have to do with him. I think that's more of the direction of it, and that's what I was about to get to next. The main problem I have with this film, well, I have two main problems, actually. The first being that it's unnecessary at times. They just decide to throw joke after joke after joke after joke, and the first couple times it's funny, haha, and then it gets unnecessary. It's too much.
The joke doesn't end, and you're like, okay, stop, move on.
Yeah. And even at a time where it's a critical moment, it's very serious, it's very, you know, you're really into it, they throw a joke, and you're just like, kind of out of place, you know? So watch out for that if you're going to go see it. The other part that I would say would be...
I will say on the whole joke part was, a lot of people were saying, before they saw the movie, just watching the trailer, saying, every joke just seems forced. A lot of jokes, even though we say that they go on too long and there may be some in some places, a lot of the jokes in that are not forced.
Yeah.
They're not forced in, they just roll in there. But the thing is, some of them, they keep it going too long, or they just throw in something that
makes no sense.
It shouldn't be there.
Yeah, it shouldn't be there. But I think that there's a big problem in regards to editing. It's very obvious that they cut a lot out of this movie, and you'll see it for yourself. And they threw it in other different places, and at times you're wondering if it even makes sense, and it doesn't. So just watch out for that as well. Overall, though, well, actually, before I get to the overall, even the villain wasn't really a memorable villain.
No,
you know,
he was just something to drive the story along.
Yeah, that's about it. You know, and so. Don't expect to have like some classic villain in there. There's really nothing. I mean, you will have a lot of ties to the original Ghostbusters, and it's very easy Easter eggs to see, and there's a lot of cameos, many cameos. But at one point, I was like, I swear to God, if Rick Moranis shows up, I'm walking out of this.
Yeah, I was like, I'm waiting for him to show, because, hey.
Yeah, I swear he was going to be like, hi. I'm the keymaster, you're the gatekeeper. And it'll be like, nope, I'm out. This is done. So, but the cameos, I think that's a little disappointing, is that a lot of people were hoping that the cameos would come in as their old characters. And Paul Feig already said that they weren't going to do that, and he was true to his word. The only person that acted like he kind of knew what was going on was Dan Aykroyd. And you'll find out more about that later. Heck, you can even probably see a clip of it now, which is disappointing.
The person with the longest role in the movie is Bill Murray.
Yes.
And it's okay.
It's all right. It's very quiet. I don't know. Like it makes it seem like I'm just there, but I'm really just more here to make sure that, you know, I'm here for my cameo. I'm not here to take away from anything, and that's about it. And that's okay, because you want to give center stage to the rest of the cast, and that's fine. But overall, I would give this movie about a 3.6, mainly because of the unnecessary moments of it. At the same time, though, it's a funny movie. It's an enjoyable ride, and I think it's one of those that if you go into it not expecting the original Ghostbusters, you will enjoy it, because from the beginning, it has that kind of scare appeal to it, but has a lot of humor as well.
Oh my God! Speaking of scare appeal, the scene I was expecting made me jump.
Yeah.
I was like, ah!
Yeah, we were both in the theater, and we were like sitting next to each other, and it happened. We looked at each other, and we were like, we jumped too. Like it was funny. It was really good. So definitely, that's a plus side for it. So, and at the same time, it has way more action than both Ghostbusters films combined. As far as smart humor, you're not going to get a whole lot out of it in this one, and there's a lot of things that they don't explain, but they explain it in a scientific way that just goes way over the heads of everybody else. So for that, I had to knock it a few, but as far as entertainment quality, it's a good movie. It's not that movie that you thought was going to ruin the whole franchise or anything like that. It's not Ghostbusters 2. So guys, just go into it with a open mind. It's not going to be the vintage Ghostbusters that you were hoping it was going to be.
Yeah,
but it's
good. If you walk in there with just old Ghostbusters, old Ghostbusters, old Ghostbusters, let's see what they're going to give me with the old Ghostbusters here, you're not going to like it.
Yeah.
Go in there and just watch a movie. I go to movies to be entertained. The movie was entertaining to me. I liked it. I give it about 4.25.
4.5?
Yep. No, 4.25.
Oh, 4.25 out of 5. All right. So, guys, that is our review of Ghostbusters, the remade version of it. Tell us what you think. Tell us in the comments section below if you've seen it, if you're a little apprehensive of it, if you have any more questions of it. Please feel free. Ask us. We will talk to you about it. Anything that you want to know. But if you've seen it, tell us your thoughts down below. But no spoilers, all right? We try to keep things a little spoiler-free. Let people enjoy the movie.
I screw things up a lot, so.
But yeah. So guys, enjoy the movie. Let us know what you think, and we will catch you next time. Have a good week.
Later.